I suggest that the sign reveals two truths about God's desire to reach the world. There is no person he will not use. Please note this sign bears immediate fruit. Remember the response of the criminal. Moments from his death in the maelstrom of pain, he turns and says, Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Luke 23:42. What an interesting choice of words. He doesn't plead, save me. He doesn't beg, have mercy on my soul. His appeal is that of a servant king. Why? Why does he refer to Jesus' kingdom? Perhaps he has heard Jesus speak. Maybe he was acquainted with Jesus' claims, or more likely, he read the sign, Jesus of Nazareth, the King of Jews. Luke seems to make the connection between the reading of the sign and the offering of the prayer. In one passage, he writes, at the top of the cross, these words were written, this is the King of the Jews. Luke 23:38. 4 quick verses later, we read the petition of the thief. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. The thief knows he is a royal mess. He turns his head and needs a royal proclamation and asks for royal help. It might be this simple. If so, the sign was the first tool used to proclaim the message of the cross. Countless others have followed, from this printing press to the radio to the stadium crusade to the book you are holding. But a crude wooden sign preceded them all. And because of this sign, a soul was saved. All because someone posted a sign on the cross. I don't know if the angels do entrance interviews in heaven, but if they do, this one would have been fun to witness. Imagine the thief arriving at the pearly gates processing center. Angel, have a seat now. Tell me, Mr. Thief, how did you come to be saved? Thief, I just asked Jesus to remember me in his kingdom. Sure didn't expect it to happen so quickly. Angel, I see. Just how did you know he was king? Thief, there was a sign over his head. Jesus of Nazareth, the King of the Jews. I believed the sign and I am here. Angel, taking notes on a pad. Believed a sign? Thief, that's right. The sign was put there by some guy named John. Angel, don't think so. Thief, maybe it was the other fellow, Peter. Angel, nope, wasn't Peter. Thief, which apostle did it? Angel, well, if you really want to know, this sign was Pilate's idea. Thief, no kidding, Pilate, huh? Angel, don't be surprised. God used a bush to call Moses and a donkey to convict a prophet. To get Jonah's attention, God used a big fish. There is no person he won't use. Well, that about wraps it up. Stamps paper. Take this to the next window. The thief begins to exit. Just follow the signs. Pilate did not intend to spread the gospel. In fact, the sign in so many words. This is what becomes of a Jewish king. This is what the Romans do with him. The king of this nation is a slave, a crucified criminal, and if such be the king, what must the nation be whose king he is? Pilate had intended the sign to threaten and mock the Jews, but God had another purpose. Pilate was God's instrument for spreading the gospel. Unto himself, he was an emissary of heaven. He took dictation from God and wrote it on a sign, and the sign changed the destiny of the reader. There is no one God won't use. C.S. Lewis can tell you, we wouldn't like to imagine the 20th century without C.S. Lewis. The Oxford professor came to Christ in his adult years, and his pen has helped millions do the same. It would be hard to find a writer with wider appeal and deeper spiritual insight, and it would be hard to find a more peculiar evangelist than the one who led Lewis to Christ. He didn't mean to, mind you, for he himself was not a believer. His name was T.D. Weldon. He, like Lewis, was atheistic. According to one biographer, he scoffed at all the creeds and almost all positive assertions. Lewis would write that Weldon believes that he has seen through everything and lives at rock bottom. Weldon was an intellect, cynical unbeliever, but Weldon made a comment one day that rerouted Lewis's life. He had been studying the theologian's defense of the gospel. Wrong thing, he commented, as only a Britisher can. That stuff of the dying God. It almost looks as if it really happened. Lewis could hardly believe what he had heard. At first he wondered if Weldon was drunk. The statement, though offhanded and casual, was enough to cause Lewis to consider that Jesus might actually be who he claimed. A thief is led to Christ by one who rejected Christ. A scholar is led to Christ by one who didn't believe in Christ. There is no person he will not use.